Hey, what's up, Hog Pods? Thanks for tuning in to Hognose One podcast. So we've got a exciting evening here for you. We've got Albert, and I'm going to let you pronounce your last name so I don't butcher it. And then if you can tell me about your business name, your logo, what the green guy on your logo is, that'd be awesome, man.
All right, so my name's Albert Leifheit, and the logo is actually just an extension of a business I have, which is a landscaping company, and I just incorporated the hognose with it. And the ACL is actually just mine and my son's initials.
Very cool. I like it. Yeah, I always wondered about it, and I know you sent me the shirt and just never have known that, but I think that's a real cool thing to know. So tell me about, obviously, hognose are your focus species. Do you have any other species that you work with currently that are not hognose, or you've worked with previously that are not hognose?
Previously, we had Jackson chameleons, probably back many years ago, and a few geckos here and there. But hognose, man, I don't know, 2008. I think I've had hognose, off and on since 2008.
And I remember we knew each other just by screen name or username back on like King Snake forums 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, you're showing my age.
Yeah, I know, mine too.
Yep, yes, yeah, King Snake forums, fauna.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
So since that time or even currently, what's your favorite hognose and why? Favorite hognose morph and why?
My favorite hognose morph would definitely be the frosted combination. So it varies. I have a frostbite. I love that. I had a super Arctic snow frosted conda. That was beautiful. So anything with frosted in it, I just really love those. That's definitely my favorite morph.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Question number 4. Any frustrations with the hognose hobby, hognose in general, hognose husbandry? Any frustrations, and then ways that you may be seeking to, rectify those?
Not necessarily frustrations, other than I can tell you it's really hard to get some coarse sanding chips in the location I'm at. So that's difficult. I would like for it to be easier to get some substrate. Other than that, I would say in general, I kind of wish people were more open, just to the general public and helping and giving information. Just lending a hand with whatever it may be. I kind of feel like some of the information is tight-knit and be very helpful if we just spread that. And, even if it's just somebody with one hognose or whatever it may be, it's definitely taken me some trial and error where I'm at. I can tell you that. And it would have been nice to, have a helping hand along the way. But, that's what I would like to do for people.
Very cool. Yeah, I can relate to that. It seems like there's we're all looking for the right way to eat a Reese's. And I think there's a lot of different things you can do, but I do feel like that you're right. There's a lot of safeguarded, gate-kept information out there for whatever reason. I don't know, financial or somebody maybe just pride. There's a lot that's held back, So I hope to convey some of the things that I've learned. It's a constant learning process, and I know you're the same as well. I'm just constantly learning new things and listening, and these interviews I'm doing, I'm learning things all the time from the people that I talk to, things to implement, things to try, things to, come full circle on. And yeah, that's a great point. And to kind of couple off that or bring it back from that, did you have anything else before I ask question number 5?
Yeah, I did. I was just going to touch on real quick. One thing I would like to say too, like I do some reading and see what the people say on the forums. Something that may work for you, Kevin, where you are, possibly may not work for me.
True.
So when we listen to people, or see what somebody says on the forums, it's going to be different for all of us, depending on our location, where we are, altitude, whatever. We could get really into it, but that's one thing I just wanted to touch on as well.
And I think kind of to follow up with that and where I can relate to that is, and this is just purely my opinion, but I do see that the folks that are breeders around the Mason-Dixon line area, it just seems like the snakes breed really well. Breeders from Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Ohio, Virginia, right around in there, and that's not too far from you. For whatever reason, there's just a lot of, I don't think it's just the hognose breeders that are numerous, but they seem to have very good success with their collections. So I don't know if it's climate dependent, humidity dependent, what it is, but I do know that I see a lot of success, even more so than I feel like I have here in West Texas, where we can literally go 5 miles and be in the hognose range. So you ever thought about anything like that, man?
No, I haven't, but that's very interesting what you just said. I would think personally where you are, you would probably have the better luck.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it could be climate related. I mean, we here where I'm at, I think our annual precipitation is like 11 to 14 inches, somewhere in there. And, I know further west, it's only like 7 inches a year. But the southeastern U.S., maybe something to do with humidity and climate. They just feel more inclined to be fertile and know that, the eggs will be fine as far as humidity. They're not going to dry out. They're not going to get too hot. But yeah, that's something I've kind of looked at over the last few years. And I've had some of the more seasoned hognose breeders that have said, yeah, that's true. It does seem to at least convey that. So just an interesting thought.
That is. I'll definitely have to look into that as well.
So question number 5, last question. Any wisdom you would give to the beginner you? Like you're starting out as a new keeper. We talked earlier about kind of the gate-kept secrets. What would you give information to the beginner you that you've been able to, white knuckle and learn the hard way?
I would say definitely take a little more time and really think what I wanted to achieve and what morphs I wanted to go after. I spent and purchased a lot of animals just to have a big variety, and really not all of them, I couldn't appreciate the morph, that much. So I wish I took more time and, dialed in exactly what I wanted and kind of went more for that route. I would have saved a lot of time and money. Another thing is, I probably would say you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn the hard way. Things happen. You're not always going to have the best season. Me personally, I just do it for kids and we enjoy it. So every year is a win for me. This is how I see it. But I do meet some people, and this is they want to breed and sell and make money. And every year might not be a great year. There's a couple of years I've had only a couple clutches. Barely one, maybe. Just be ready for it, I guess.
Yeah, that's some good wisdom there, man. Some tried and true wisdom. I know, for myself, I've kind of seen that, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and that's just my personal belief. But the times that have been the hardest really pushed me into either, ready to give up and quit, or to just really hammer down and give it my 100%. So yeah, those are good points, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. No problem.
Well, Albert, I just want to say thanks, man, for coming on and sharing your wisdom. I know it was really quick for those listening, but we're going to have Albert's links in the description below, so you can check out his Morph Market page and any other social media avenues he's got. He's got a really cool collection, some really neat stuff, so hopefully you have an opportunity to work with something that he's working with.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Thanks again for tuning into the Hognose One podcast. If you're a hog pod or you just want to share with anyone you know, we are offering a discount code for our books via our book printer, Book Baby. So just punch in code 2024 at checkout for any of our hognose titles. I've got a couple other titles on there you can check out as well. As far as live availability right now goes, I have 2 Arctic Lemon True Hypo, and one of them is Arctic Anaconda Lemon True Hypo. Beautiful greens on those, almost a gray color with the Arctic gene bleeding in. Those are very well started. So if you're interested in something like that, you can reach out to me. I also have a couple of the sables left. They sold really fast, sold a small group of those actually. So I only have males remaining at the time. That's from our high color line that are possible het axanthic frost. So again, visual sable males, well started, got some good coloration on those. They develop a nice dark orange color on the cheeks that extends down the neck. And they also have kind of a purplish gray color, probably from the shadow line influencing those sables. So real cool animals. Got several of those remaining. Stuff that's upcoming, I should have some reds, red anacondas, things like that. So feel free to reach out and I can help you with your hognose needs. Again, thanks so much for tuning in to the Hognose One podcast.